guys. The field is here. It's 4:30, and I'm eating maybe a Jolly Rancher, talking with Muff, and then I would get balls in the window. I talk.
All right, welcome to Game Day Glare. As you can see, we actually have a guest today. We have our boy Vincent Aubry, DJ Vinny, DJ Wordy Word, the man in Montreal, who we've known now. I've known Vinny for, 22 years? We worked together at the Expos.
Yeah, 20 plus.
Yeah. E's worked with Vinny at the Habs also.
Yes.
So that's an English podcast, right?
Yes, it is. Yes,
I'm out.
That's an English podcast in Montreal. I know, but
no, it's perfect. I might take more time to think about the answers, but it's all good. I'm rusty a bit. My Italian's better. It's molto bene.
Worst case, we'll put subtitles.
That's it.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
No, thank you for being on our show, Vinny. We've been friends for a long time. We chit chat all the time before all these games. I mentioned that E and I started a podcast, and Vinny right away said, "Listen, guys, if you want, I'd love to come on. We could talk some shop because people don't understand what it's like to be a DJ for pro sports, and you're not just playing music in these games. In the past, you've helped me out with music. You've given me playlists for music for my edits, my songs that you recommended that really, really helped. Even back in the day, sometimes when we would do opening videos and that, you would come with a list of suggestive songs. And that really, really made a big difference. And people don't realize what goes behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's the fun part. When I'm a big music fan, as you know, and a sports fan, so for me, it was a dream job. And just trying to find songs that are going to fit the team spirit and feeling, and every year that's always fun. But you gotta roll with the staff also and the crew. So it's not 100% my choices, of course, there, but still fun to put a little spice in it.
So let's, I guess, start from the beginning. So how did you actually get into being a sports arena DJ in the first place?
Started the Expos in 98. I was 26 years old. Makes me 51 right now. And my dad was doing special events. And they called him up for April Fool's prank. The Big O game was on April 1st. And they had a big bus coming on the field with lookalikes. So you had the Céline Dion, Rock Voisine, I don't remember the other ones, maybe Eddie Bébé, or, stars, Quebec stars, or world stars when it's Céline. And I was hired, me and a couple of friends, just to pretend like we're freaking out. Oh, it's Céline. So around the bus, you had maybe 40 teenagers or more older guys like me. I was maybe 24. So we did that. I met Gina Ackle, who was responsible for VP marketing, maybe, or special events, and she told me next year we want to try out karaoke in the Areco Labat 50, which was inside the stadium. But you had a guy playing piano or guitar after every game. And then they said, we want to get the crowd a bit younger, so we'll try karaoke. You want to do it? You want to be the technical guy? I say, of course, no problem. Was used doing this in the corporate parties. So did the setup. A friend of mine named Mike Tobin. I don't think you guys know him, met him. Still doing voices in Ontario right now. Great voice, great guy. So we did the first year together, giving away prizes when you came on stage and sang a bit, maybe hats and pictures and whatever. And the year after, he left and they hired a guy named Silvano, who became UP the year after. Nice. So he didn't know, can I say shit? Didn't know shit about the game. But it was a great MC. So after our second year, Gina told me DJ's leaving next year, Pierre Bordua, which was sort of a mentor. And you want to try out for the job? I'm like, yeah, of course. Timing was perfect. So I tried out. We were 4 or 5 guys. I got the job. And Silvano got the job as UP. And I remember him telling me in his audition that they told him, okay, what if there's a double play? And he's like, oh, what's a double play? What if there's a strikeout? He didn't know nothing about baseball, and that's what they hired him. They said, well, he's not going to be starstruck by a Guerrero or Vidro or whatever. And he was a great, he speaks Spanish fluently, so that was perfect for him.
Yeah, for baseball.
Became good friend with Vlad. Vlad used to bring him PJs for his children, and so they had a great relationship. What else? So that was my first season, 1998. I started in 96 with the karaoke thing, 98 first season. And met Chantal, which Lance and me both work with her. I think Idris worked with her at the Molson Center. No?
I was a bit late.
He only heard about her. He never met her.
Yeah, I heard the stories.
And after I did the last 7 seasons, and at the end, we all knew that what was coming up. So after the staff left, they weren't there for the last season or not much. And Chantal called me in the off season. The other DJ's leaving. You want to try out for the job? I'm like, yeah, fuck, whoa. So I got the job and did my first season in 2003 when Carolina beat us in the playoffs and they went on to win the cup. And it was also first year for Patrick Boivin, who was the show caller back then. Pierre Boivin's son. We
used to play hockey with him.
Developed a great relationship. And he's the one who called me up with the Alouettes.
Yeah, of course.
A couple of years later.
Okay.
So that's the basic with broken English.
So let's rewind a bit. Vinny at the Expos had probably one of the best views in the stadium. His DJ booth looked right over third base. He got to see everything. Now, when you used to sit in that spot, what was something like your favorite moment or a moment that you can think of that brings back to that back then?
First of all, if every game was amazing because sitting next to me was Catherine Hoodsmith, which we call Muff.
Oh yeah,
and
I never called her that. By the way, I always called her Catherine. I could not call her that.
That was her wish.
Yes,
and she was like one of the first umpire in professional, no, not professional, but hockey or baseball, and she put down some fences. I don't know how to express it in English there, but she was one of the first. And majoritairement just guys around. So one of the few girls around, maybe the only one at the beginning. And she worked at Jarry Park. So she had so many stories about Rusty Stubb and Ellis Valentine and Gary Carter. So that was every game I was getting new gossips, old school news, But I'm a kind of a shy guy when I'm not in a podcast. I'm more reserved, so I don't want to bug players, and so I want to make myself invisible. But they were very proactive with asking and changing songs, at-bat songs. Every game, some guys used to call upstairs to ask me to go to the locker room and get new CDs, especially Orlando Cabrera, which was one of my favorite players of all time. And we had a great relationship. I asked his sort of manager, don't even remember his name, but he was always with Orlando. I said, man, I'd like to get a signed bat from Orlando. He asked Orlando. Orlando told him, if he wants a bat, he asked me. So I went downstairs. DJ, yeah, can I get a bat? Yeah, man, just ask. To DJ. And so it is the only bat I have, but, I cherish it a lot. And what he used to do, I'm sitting like this. The field is here. It's 4:30. And I'm eating maybe a Jolly Rancher, talking with Muff. And then I would get balls in the window. Like, talk. What? I look at Orlando and he's looking like me like, louder. So I was pumping up the volume. And he was a big merengue fan, but also hip-hop, a lot of Spanish hip-hop. So discover lots of artists back then. So that's my best memory is that interaction with Orlando Cabrera, knowing that, he knows where I am. And sometimes you think, there's no way he knows that I'm here. And That was fun. Vlad home run on the ring there when he touched the l'anneau.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When he hit it.
That was fun. And every preseason we used to do the caravan. So we're going to Vermont and Plattsburgh and around, doing a little tour of malls, signing autographs, the players, not me, but I was following them, getting free gear, winter jackets from Guess Jeans, I think, and we rode the same bus, and it was the good old days of compact discs. So I had a huge book with maybe 300-400 compact discs, and the guys were taking it and picking CDs to listen to during the trip. And Michael Barrett was a big fan of my book. So I remember I had to remind him that he still had one of my Red Hot Chili Pepper CD. Michael, can I get my... So that was, for a shy guy, it was tough. But it was fun to see that they're just regular guys like you and me. And I remember seeing Steve Klein in the middle of the bus at a stop, just chatting about about what they talk about when they go on the mound, Because I asked him, I said, just what happens? He's going to ask me what I ate yesterday, You had pizza yesterday? They talk about nothing in those days.
Stuff?
Random stuff. You're like, I thought you were talking about strategy. No. You asked me what I had for dinner. And so those are good memories. But there's plenty that are going to pop back for sure.
Do you still get special requests from NHL, like Canadiens players and stuff like that? Like you'll hear a player say, we want to hear this track or that track during warm up or things like that. Is that a thing, or it's like you don't really get that level of access that you used to get?
I didn't get it a lot. Beginning, I remember Stéphane Quintal sending a song of one of his friends. I played that. Don't remember the track. PK was the most proactive. We used to get emails with 4 or 5 tracks, maybe 20 minutes before warm up. So I was like, okay, we need to clean that up. You got trap, you got hip hop, strong hip hop, so it's not clean.
To find the radio edits.
Oh no, and not even. Sometimes they don't make those edits, so I have to make them and make sure and listen to this old song and read the lyrics. Because that's the thing I'm very, very serious about, and it's got to be clean. I mean, it's impardonnable if I go and play. Even, it might have happened a few ASS in 20 years. And even that word, it plays on the radio. It's tolerated now. But me, I'm like, no, I want it family friendly. So he was very proactive, and I got the chance this season, the last one that just passed. I had the chance to go to the car wash. It was my first time, and it was lots of fun. So, again, don't want to bother them. It's a quick 2 minutes. Just hey, any songs you want to hear? No, you're asking the right guys. So some guys, they don't care, and some guys they're gonna throw a song. I remember Josh Anderson likes the Narco. From Timmy Trumpet, which is our timeout song. So, that song with the trumpet? Yeah, no problem. So then when you see the guys playing tonight, well, let's go. We'll play a song. But most of the time, I got to read the articles. What's in your iPod? And I discover what the guy likes, I think it was easier during COVID because we had more access. So I got a few lists of songs. But the expos that was every week, every game almost had to go down in the locker room. One game I remember, Vlad changed one time. He changed his at-bat songs one time after maybe a season or two, and he went with the classic Dominican. Yo soy Dominican from Banda Gorda. So the locker room guy calls me up. Hey, Vlad's got a new song. Come and get it. All right. So I check, and the guys are not out yet, so I'm waiting a bit, having another candy. Then they come on the field, so I'm like, okay, I can go. There's going to be no one in the locker room. I'll just grab the CD. I go in the locker room, and there's just Vladimir Guerrero. He's playing MLB on PS2, maybe, and it's him at bat in the game. And he just turns around, looks at me, and I'm like, Musica, CD. Just not the head. I go to his locker room, grab the CD, and I watch him, and he's batting in the game, and I'm like, wow, that's unreal. That's another great memory. That was fun, but I was shy.
So Vinny,
Yep.
How much preparation goes into your job, like before each game or each DJ session?
For games, maybe I'll take an hour after dinner, just to prepare the warm up, check out the chart. But I want to make sure that warm up is ready, because when I arrive at the Bell Center, I got other stuff to think about: special promos, special guests, a team night, country, and So I'll do the warm up during the day. And when I arrive at the Bell, I still have maybe an hour to spend on preparing what I'll play in between, and where I'll fit new tracks that I think will work, like the new Beyonce when it came out a month or so ago. I don't know when you're going to broadcast this, but I'm like, okay,
we'll make it work.
We're live. We're live. This is
we're
live.
Okay, all right. That's why I'm getting so many texts. So it's an hour for every game, and for the DJ regular job, I'm gonna spend. I'll take maybe 2 days during the week that the whole morning from 9 to 12, 1, just go and buy stuff on iTunes, listen to stuff on Spotify. I got a DJ record pool, which is not draining, but you got lots and lots and lots of tracks and different mixes. So sometimes, I'll just click on whatever I feel like. The title sounds good, it might be good. Or when I see a track that it's in 12 different pack, I'm like, okay, I'll grab this. That's what happened with Dua Lipa 2 weeks ago, the new song Illusion. First pack, I'm like, I don't need that. Oh, again, okay, I'll need that. I think it's big. And I'm on a tracking company that does tracking for the artists, radio tracking. Oh, yeah. I'm on their mailing list. They're called Torpille in Quebec. And I think I get like 20, 25 French songs every week. So
you know what's coming.
While I search and download songs that I don't know, I listen to other stuff, because I try to play a lot of stuff from Quebec. But sometimes people, when they don't recognize it's a well-known artist, they don't think it's French. I mean, if you listen to Galaxy, it might sound like Black Keys, because there's lots of distortion, and no, that's not from Quebec. For the untrained ear, they won't know. But we got lots of good stuff. Right now I'm playing a song called Bouette from Rouge Pompier. But Jesse. You both know Jesse. Used to work at the Bell. Well, if you don't know, this track can sound like any other American band, so... And there's more and more possibilities to play arena-sounding material. Because for a while, for 10 years, it was all about ballads, power ballads, folk, and, now we got Charlotte Cardin that's doing a Confetti, which is more housey. But prep is part of the lifestyle too, We're always listening to music, and it drives my girlfriend crazy. Sorry, I cut you this.
No, but I was wondering also, because obviously you're a DJ in nightclubs and bars and places like that. So how is it sort of different, like preparing for one and the other, like as in for sporting events? Like, do you prepare differently? Is it like a different type of music or a different approach, or like how does that work?
I thought about that question, and I didn't find the word to translate correctly. But for me, the clubs are a terreau. A terreau is like a playground.
Yeah.
I can try out stuff. Maybe if I have 300, 400 people in the place on a Saturday night, I'll try Take On Me from HaHa, and I'll see if they're going to sing along when I cut the music. And they do sing, and I'm like, okay, got something here. I'll try it at the Bell Center. So when I arrive in a big event with lots of people, I've tried it before, so I don't want to improvise and let's go, and nobody sings. You're like, oh, okay, I got it wrong.
It's like a comedian that goes on the road to test the material.
Same thing, du rodage, we're testing
exactly.
up. And it goes kind of both ways, I guess, because with all the age gap in the sporting event, it's from 7 to 77. Some old stuff that I'm gonna play sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's gonna work. That could work in the club.
How different is it, like when you control the atmosphere and the fan experience than at the Bell Center? When you test stuff like that, like you do this great set, where everybody has their phones going at the Bell Center and everyone's into it. That's something you've tested now at the club first, and then you bring it to the Bell Center.
Yeah, maybe half of it. And in the club, though, you got a direct reaction. I'm building my night up. I got a little idea of where I'm gonna go, where I want to finish my night, and if I want to play a song in 20 minutes, I gotta know how I'm gonna get there. I'm thinking about all that stuff compared to a hockey game, which I don't control the scenario. So I got to go with what is given to me. And if there's 4 fast goal by the other team, okay, we got to... My in-between set's not going to be a celebration and good times. I got to switch it up. So that's why I don't want to prepare too much for the in-between set. Warm up, it's okay. You have no score yet, and it's EDM, power rock. But for in between, you got to keep it open because you never know where it's going to go. And some nights, if half the crowd's from cheering for another team, Boston or Toronto, it's a different kind of energy. But sometimes it brings both fans together, and you get a greater reaction on Sweet Caroline, because they're all going to sing along, whether they like the abs or not. So.
So you're always sort of looking at you're not necessarily knowing exactly what's going to play when. You're sort of feeling the crowd and feeling what's going on and the opposition, and I'm guessing the score and how tight things are going. And then you'll sort of pick a track that is going to work well in that situation. Is that sort of roughly how it works?
I mean, we have classics and given songs too. For power play, it's going to be the same tracks, or PKs, goals, of course. And like a song like Kids Aren't All Right from Offspring, that usually plays in the beginning of the third because we want to make a habit of it, and people know, they expect it, and they sing along. Like the French song Détruire, le C-A-N-A-D-I-E-E-N-S, which they're spelling Canadien. That's gonna play in the first period, like first or second or third whistle. No, usually first whistle is Diane at the organ, but you got to keep it open because you never know what's going to happen, and we might have a start that we're going to show on screen. So, hey, Will Smith is here, all right. I'll play a song. And another part of the research is to stay rester actuel. I got to watch out for everything bad that's happening in the industry right now because there's a lot of canceled artists.
Okay.
And if you wake up one morning and some guys did something, you got to adjust, and you're not going to play him for
so
obvious
you've not been
reasons.
playing a lot of Puff Daddy lately, if I understand.
Yeah, no P. Diddy.
I don't know. No, but he's the best example right now, and he touched so many songs. So that's a bummer because all Biggie stuff. It's from he had he was part of it. So you got to be careful with that. And I'm very man. I don't know how to say that in a polite way.
You're proactive. You're very proactive.
No, it's an obsession for me to that songs make sense all the time, even if I'm the only one who's gonna remark it. Can we say remark? Who notice it? Yeah. So if someone plays a song about the color blue and the other team is blue, I'm like, why are you playing that? Because we get guest DJs and they don't all the time. They don't think about that stuff. And I'm like, ooh, or this band is from New Jersey, man. That's Bon Jovi. You shouldn't play that here because we're playing New Jersey. Or if we're playing Toronto, you're not gonna hear any Drake. Or the Weeknd.
Makes sense.
Vinny's very strict like that. It's funny because even I'm doing camera and our producer will talk, and then sometimes they'll throw in some music requests, and Vinny's like, no, we can't play that song tonight. And then he gives his backstory why, and they don't always realize why it's like that.
My friend Maxime was DJing for the PWHL, and he played Zombie Nation. And at first I was like, ugh, because that's the Bruins goal song. but it's okay for the PWHL. It's, Bruins don't play in that league. But for me, it's a no. We don't play that at the Bell Center. And Martin McGuire in the broadcast on the radio, he said it. Oh, that's the first time I hear people chanting that song in that building. But you're right, Martin, because it doesn't play here.
It's the only time you're going to hear that song.
Yeah, and Sweet Caroline's not going to play against the Rangers because that's a thing over there at the Madison Square or at the Fenway Park. So lots of little things, and had the chance to do a clinic at the end of COVID for la Ligue Junior Majeure du Québec. So I met all the DJs from the league.
Oh, cool.
And talking about canceled artists. And for me, the obvious one is Gary Glitter. Na 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 na. Hey, this you don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. This guy's been arrested and re-arrested for ugly things. Just go look him out, but it's not fun. You shouldn't play that. And there's a team. The guy said, "Well, they still want me to play that song for goals." One of the team in the Quebec Major Junior League. So I'm like, whatever,
So look, you work in all these different leagues, right? So what's the difference with working with an MLB team, an NHL team, and a CFL team? What do you find from a DJ's perspective or music's perspective, what the difference is between the leagues?
It's fun because the last season I had a friend who got the chance, a DJ friend who got the chance to taste a bit of all the leagues. DJ Blaze, because sometimes we need la relève. And so he replaced me at Carabin. No, first gig he did was soccer, football. L'équipe féminine Canadian girls team against Brazil at the Stade Saputo. So you're going to do that. Okay, how is it? At slow pace. I mean, you don't play much music when it's soccer. You 3-4 songs at the beginning, 3-4 at the intermission, and 2-3 at the end. That's it. Maybe a goal song if it's the CF. So he did it. Oh man, I was so nervous, but I did it. It was fun. Then he did the Carabin. How's the Carabin? It's faster. It's faster, but we don't play much on offense, and often people that don't follow American football, Canadian football, they don't know that noise goes on defense when you're the home team, So they think we got to make noise to score touchdowns. So I said, no, during offense, you don't do much. You do first down, but then you got to be a bit quicker. And then he did PWHL in Verdun. And I said, that's the fastest. Now you're going to see what it is for real because it's nonstop. And if you don't have Zan at the organ, you're the only one playing. That's what we do for the Rocket. We're alone. So every stoppage, it's us. We don't even need to wait for the cue. So it's really fast. That's the fun thing because it's under pressure. It's right now. And sometimes, we need that song in 15 seconds. Next whistle, we're going to do that. Oh, damn. All right. Try to find it. So the speed is different. MLB, I don't know. I guess it's not all the teams, but here in Montreal, it was sort of a small staff, you remember. So everyone knew everyone. Even the president, Claude Delorme, used to, pass next to him in the hallway and he's, hi, Vince, have a good game. It was very, very close-knit. That's the word?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, close-knit.
Yeah, close-knit.
Well, everybody knew everybody at the Expos. You would eat supper. Everybody eats supper together. Everybody was together all the time. It's not like that at the Canadiens and other sports because there's more employees. It's a different game. It's a different attitude also.
There's so many people at the Bell Centers. It's hard to, I'm trying now since I've been put in the stands. I met more employees.
Yeah, you're a celebrity now.
Security and les placières, les placés. So I try to remember names and because, it might sound cliche, but we're all part of the show we're putting out. And to say if everyone's got a big smile on their face and, it makes the product better. But I remember now when you were asking about the routine, what I love to do, and I try to tell other staff sometimes if they're not feeling that good. Me, when I arrive, I want to see the first people that come in the arena. And lots of time is going to be tourists, and one I got maybe a month and a half ago. It was a couple from Germany. Like, oh, where you guys from? Or sometimes they're going to take pictures. So I say, you want me to take your picture? And yeah. And I remark the accent. Where are you from? Oh, Germany. Oh, why in Montreal? To see the game. And just to see the game. Oh, damn, man, you're a fan. You're a real fan. You came from Germany? So he's there, and you got stars in his eyes. The same one I had first time I saw the ice at the Forum or the field at the Stade Olympique, or when I went to see my Vikings in Minnesota. You're like, you're struck, or you're. So I love to see those guys, to remember myself what a privilege it is, to have this job. I want to use luck because I've worked hard, and that's what I told the guys from Junior Major, man. You got to work every day and listen to songs and clean up songs and think hockey. And I told you it drives my girlfriend crazy, but everything that happens in the house, we'll sing a song about the situation. And my two boys, they're doing the same thing now. So she's really going crazy, man. If she's cleaning up, I don't know, a window in the kitchen, and lave, we'll just, there's a soundtrack to everything. So now I'm sprinting again. But it's part of the routine to see the people come in and just to see, okay, wow. And that's every night. There's people it's their first time at the Bell Center. And sometimes they come from Nunavut, man. Or I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. We got a guy from LA and he's just following the Canadiens. And you say, wow, I got the good. I'm so proud of that team. My grandfather used to work for Radio-Canada. So it was always the thing, and the party, Christmas party, half the family is with Nordique, the other half is with Canadiens.
Oh, man.
And, man, yeah, I've got shivers just talking about it. But, cool. I'm proud. And when I look at the rafters, man, I didn't do nothing to win those cup. But, man, I'm so proud. I mean, Canadian for life, man.
Yeah.
And
have you ever had like
it's okay
moments?
Go ahead.
It's okay to lose.
No, I mean, because some people I know, when we lose, they stop cheering for the club, and when we win, they like the club. I know we're not gonna win them all. So I know what's happening right now, what's building up. It's so exciting. Can't wait for next season. And every season, it's Stanley Cup for me. But if it doesn't happen, it's still my club.
No, I was just going to ask if, because you were talking about how, there's a lot going on on game day, and there's people talking in your ear and all that sort of stuff, and you're in the crowd. They must sometimes be like technical difficulties, or like, issues, last minute issues. And I don't know, the audio is not coming through, or your earpiece is not working. Like, have you ever had like big sort of things like that? And has it impacted, like, did anybody else notice but you, or was it something that you always managed to sort of get away with it and make it work?
No. One time, I think everyone that noticed when I was upstairs on La Passerelle press gallery. Yeah, that's what I worked before COVID, and we had a big power bar underneath the table where I was working at.
I see where this is going.
You remember that? No.
You say power bar. I remember it, but I'll let you tell the story.
And upper from the power bar, just en haut, it was the eating system, not like eating, but eating.
The heating system.
Unnecessary H's. And
exactly.
Just before B Park, when the players they come on ice with the Coldplay song "Fix You," we just heard a boom, and the eating protector or the thing in front of it. Man, I sound like a 5-year-old. The eating thing that covers. It felt on the power bar, and it shut down the power bar, and we didn't know where it was coming from, but my computer shut down, and I'm like, okay, I don't have the song. So I tell the show caller, I don't have Fix You. It's like 30 seconds. I don't have it. My heart's pumping like crazy. I'm like, damn. 20 seconds. I don't have the song. Find something else. And I had stuff on the other hardware I'm using, which is Instant Replay. I had stuff from a World Junior tournament, and I used another song from Coldplay, Sky Full of Stars. So I had the intro. I said, okay, I'll go with that. No. So it's another Coldplay. Sounds a bit alike, but it's when you're used to ding 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 ding. So I started, and it's like let's roll with the punches, and then you just hear our bosses. You hear the step coming by. They're nearing. And what happened? Well, it felt on that. So what about the backup? Well, the backup was not ready. So that was So, so we played that Coldplay song, and then we find out where the problem was, what it was. And Martin, my friend, which is still doing some show calling and runner and all sorts of things, he's next to me, and he's a good geek in the positive way there. So, okay, let me reboot. So he's rebooting everything, and we're looking at the game, and I'm like, man, make sure there's not a goal right now, because the goal song is on the computer and it's not rebooting right now. And of course, we scored a goal. So I was on the horn. There's no song. It was Loco Lacasse, I think, le but. So I just did horn for maybe 25 seconds. So I think people notice. But, I think you're allowed one mistake per season. Yeah. And I might have 6-7 big mistake in the last 20 seasons. So,
well, that's pretty good then.
But that's the one.
You're still there?
I think so. I think so.
So, Vinny, what was it like for you to come out from the press ring down to the fans? Like I know in COVID, like people don't understand. When we did COVID, we were 20 guys in the whole Bell Center watching the NHL twice a week. It was honestly for me, I loved that period, not because of COVID, but I loved having the game just to ourselves. We were a little crew, and that's when you came down in the stands. And then, what was that like when they said, "Hey, Vinny, you're going to stay here now when fans are here"? Like, what was your reaction to that? Because I remember being very surprised and happy at the same time, being like, "This is cool. This is going to be awesome."
Well, like you said, the first time, the team building that we made during COVID was great because everyone was eating together, but a small group, and we're experiencing that, and we don't know what's going to happen, and driving with our papers that allow us to drive, at 11.
We were essential workers, Vinny. We were essential workers.
And it was kind of cool to be alone in the building with Michel Lacroix to my right, Diane on the organ, Martin, I was talking about earlier, doing the crowd noises, which every arena had. And it was fun, and you could always go work and you PJ, sort of. It was.
We had a jogging pants day. We all went in our jogging pants one day.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, the player, they still want music, so that's fun for me. And I truly believe in the power of music and the sports performance. I always defended that, and I did a bit of chronics on radio, and for me, I was always going back to what Michael Phelps would listen to in his headphones before blowing every world record, and how music is important for lots of athletes. So you're like, hey, they still want music. Okay, cool, because I'm just playing for them. And then I remember one game that we played pretend like the place was full, and we did all the promos. We would usually do dance contests, and the vibe was fun. It was very positive, and try to put a smile on everyone's face in those tough and unknown times. And I think it worked very well that they said, hey, let's keep that during game when people are coming back. I think the upper management liked the party effect it had on the few of us in the place. And when they kept it first week or two, I didn't really like it because I felt I was too... I didn't see the game as a whole, On the press box, you see everything. You see what's happening. You'll see if it's offside or not. So I like to know before they go on review. And sometimes you have a good idea from upper bowl. But then I'm right next to the away goaltender, 105. So I don't see everything when there's a hit. Even when it's on the other side, on your side, Lance, I don't know if the penalties for us or for them. Sometimes c'est flou, it's blurry. Mm-hmm. But after 2 weeks, I loved it because I hear way better what's happening, the reaction to songs, people chanting stuff. Sometimes it gets lost in the echoes of upper level. So now I love it, and I get to interact with the fans and the season ticket holders, and it's fun to get their feedback, their favorite song, meet their
do you
children.
get a lot of requests? People walk
Sort
up.
of. And lots of requests for picture, and I'm like, you with me? I mean, there's Michel Lacroix right here. I get him, you know. So it's very flattering. And remember, once again, it's cliche, but remember us why we do this game. And when I see family come in and the 5-year-old kid, it's like, oh my God, it's everything for him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm that kid too. I'm you. Yeah, I feel you. Hey, what's up?
Well, now you're on the scoreboard quite a bit too, Vinny. You're doing the DJ sessions, and now you're. That's why you're quite the star now. How was that adjustment for you? Because before you were just upstairs, and no one they knew you were there, but no one really saw you. Now we see you quite often. So what was that adjustment for you?
I think the more people see you, the more you're gonna get love, but the more you're gonna get hate too. I guess. I don't resent it. But, you know, as one journalist wrote one time, nobody is looking at the DJ on the board except himself. I'm like, hey, man, I got to look to know when I'm there, because if I want to do some lights with my phone, got to make sure I'm on air, you know? So, no, the difference, man, I got to trim, I got to shave a bit. No, still, I want to look with ear. But... Man,
hat collection. You get to show off your hat collection on screen. Vinny's got a good hat collection going on.
No, man.
Sometimes he has to wear a sponsored hat, but he has a good hat game before games, at least anyway.
Yeah, before games I got a good hat collection, and I love the casquette. During game, well, we're sponsored by Monster, so it's part of the game. But it's fun. It's fun to get the reaction. I don't want to play the same songs all the times, and sometimes Usher and Usherettes will tell me, well, you play this one quite often. But we got to remember that a lot of people that come to the Bell Center, they come one or twice during the whole season. So for them, it's a new experience. And that's the same way I'm in the nightclub. You can ask anyone who work with me. I told them, if you see me yawning, yawning.
Yeah,
I'll give you $20. If you come, I just saw you. I'll give you $20 in the club or at the game, because for me, c'est impardonnable. You cannot. You can't. You're gonna have customer that same thing in the club. They're gonna come one or twice per year. For them, it's a big night. You got to make sure they know that they picked the good one tonight. Hey, you came. This one's gonna be special. So for me, all the time, you know, it's important for me, that little thing that, hey, I don't want to see staff yawning and no, man. We're here. We're in the party. You're part of it. It's an experience. You know, that's getting paid for that. It's pretty fun.
It's just like the players.
Exactly. When I go to a restaurant and you know, they're fast on the water and they're very proactive, you're like, okay, this is a good spot, man. They take their job seriously and they put love to it. So, what was the question?
Well, I was just going to ask if you have one sort of memory that sort of sticks out, that's like the one moment, you know, that you were like the most excited to be a part of, whether it's hockey or football or whatever the case may be.
Oh, for sure, it's hockey. And 2009, the Alac Printemps there.
Oh yeah.
One thing,
semifinals. I think.
Yeah, lost and
beat Pittsburgh, Washington, which were two powerhouses.
Conference finals.
Yeah.
Philly.
I remember. I think when we was it Washington, we eliminate them. I think it's Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, match 7. We'd have to check, but still. And we were showing the games at the Bell Center. They put me on ice with the I, not the H. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ice. They put me on ice. So I was at the same spot as Alak or Price. There was a little riser and my DJ set. And before showing the game, we're doing the same presentation that we do usually when the team is there. So I had 22,000 people around me, and I was really in my head at the Alex spot or price spot, and I'm like, damn, oh, and it's screaming loud. That was a great moment. Wow, what a privilege. I'm right here, and I'm feeling what a player could sort of feel. Then I went home. I was living in Saint-Henri, so maybe a 15, 20-minute walk. And all the way to my place, there was party. Everyone was cheering. And never-ending cheers, because we just won. To see the city, to walk into the city, and it was so warm on my skin. And it's like 11 o'clock, and screaming everywhere, music, and man, that was great memories. First playoff, of course, against Carolina, and the famous Saint Jean Baptiste Lekonen goal. Man, that's the number one. Easy. So close. So close. Because when I got hired, I was like, hey, man, I'm going to see so many Stanley Cups. Wow. It's been 21 years. And it's coming. It's coming. Yeah.
So let's talk about that moment. Me and E spoke about this before we had you on. Now, since E's a YouTube star, as we always say on the show, you were quite the YouTube star, Vinny.
Man, that came in fast.
When we went to the finals,
man,
and that viral clip of you celebrating, jumping all over, hugging Kunta, and forgetting to press the goal horn.
I didn't.
Now, walk us through that moment, because I was at the other end. I was getting Carey Price putting his hands on his head, and you were at the other end doing the same thing. We were all in shock that, first of all, we're going to the finals.
Yeah.
Now, take us through your moment, how you were feeling, and what was going on during that.
They had to take you back a few months, maybe. First, second game of Cole Caulfield during COVID. And I think it's his first goal. And I'm so excited. I would like to say Leafs, but I'm not. I don't have a great memory for that. But I think it was against the Leafs. He scores his first goal. And I'm jumping everywhere. And my headphones, they just went off. And they fell down and they just exploded. Pow! $250 headphones. I'm like, oh, damn. All right. Well, that's my headphones. Fast forward to that game. So I'm screaming. I'm not an employee anymore. I'm just a fan. I'm jumping everywhere, but I'm holding my headphones because I'm scared they're going to fall. And I remember. But back then, the goal horn was still upstairs on the press gallery. So it was either a guy named Hugo or François Perrault for that game. That was upstairs. And as long as he pushes that button, as long as I don't start the goal song, he's going to keep his finger on the goal horn. Yeah, the horn was from upstairs. The song's from me. So I'm jumping and I'm like, I want some horn. So just go. Keep on going the horn. And when you see me react and just go on my computer, I remember that before the game, they said, if we do eliminate them, you play Jean du Pays. So that wasn't my call. I got a lot of credit for that, but big up to the whole organization because that was their call, and it was a great one. And it was an honor to play Gilles Vigneault on June 24th, Saint-Jean-Baptiste. I mean, wow.
Perfect timing.
Shivers once again. And so that's what's going to my mind. Before the game, I said, yeah, no problem, I'll play Jean du Pays, but that's not a song I play quite often, so do I have a good sounding track? Do I have to buy it? And if I do have to buy it, when it's third period, forget the Wi-Fi, forget the phone. It's not going to come in because I'm not by wire. And, if I need to buy something, it's before the game or with luck in between. I have to have the song. And it's been a while since I played that song. So I'm just like, do I have it? So I'm actually looking for Jean du Pays, not the goal song. I mean, I've been doing back then 15 plus season. I know where the goal song is. It's all good, So I found my Jean du Pays. I started the goal song. I'm happy. We got lots and lots of horn. Man, that was crazy. And then we couldn't get out of the building.
Yeah, we were locked
inside for like till 12:30. Man, that was fun. So that's the walkthrough. And then the next morning, Martin, my geek friend, tells me, "You saw the numbers on that video? What numbers? Yeah, you're over 1 million. What?"
Jeez.
And I think it went on to reach 4 million. Like, man, never lived that before in my life, and it was everywhere. And the DJ from Tampa Bay wrote me. He said, "I just saw you on the news." I'm like, "Oh, all right," because he's a good friend, Sean. Lucky guy, man. He had 3 rings in 2 years with Buccaneers and Lightning.
Yeah.
Not lucky. He's a hardworking guy, but damn. So when he told me he saw it in the news in Tampa Bay, I'm like, okay, that's what viral means. The only time I was close, to something like this, but that was kind of fun. And to see Bergevin jump around in Price and Angela Price, and everyone, they made a big montage of it. That was cool, man. Cool for Kunta too. And Kunta, I think he wasn't the employee at that time too. We were just 2 fans, man, freaking out, man. Wow! Imagine when it's gonna come back. When it's gonna happen again.
So we'll get our rings finally. We'll finally get our rings.
That would be fun.
Remember in the studio after when we were all locked in, we were all hugging in the studio, and we were sitting there and we're like, "Wow!" Like over 20 years, we waited to come to this one moment.
Yeah.
And honestly, all we wanted was a chance, and we got that chance. It didn't happen for us, but we got that chance. So hey, we'll get that chance again. I hope.
We're all fans, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and employees, but
employees.
Well, that's what's fun about it too, is that once you start working in sports, it'd be hard for me. Like, it would be hard to do what I do just for I don't know,
money.
Like even, yeah, like just for because I used to work on TV shows that, was TV shows about traveling or whatever the case may be. But like once it's in sports and it's actually something that I love, that I enjoy, it motivates me to do it, then to go back to doing something about a topic that I'm kind of don't really care about it that much. I don't know if I'd be able to. Like,
but you did lots of behind the scenes, Idris.
Yeah. That was fun.
Okay, so with which athlete were you the most starstruck?
Well, a bit like you, I'm not big on being like super starstruck with people. Yeah, and I'm a bit shy as well. So even if I am, I won't show it that much. But I think for me, my biggest moment that I was in awe was when I went to Calgary there was like an outdoors game. Was it 2010 or 2011, something like that? And before, it was like they were because it was Montreal versus Calgary, they redid the whole Stanley Cup final that happened in 88 or something like that, which the one that Calgary won, obviously, because it was like
89.
Their stadium. Oh, so yeah, 89. But the point is that I think it was the same day earlier, or maybe the day before, they had like a game with all the guys that played in that final. And I show up in that locker room and there's like Russ Courtnall and Brian Skrudlin and all the guys that used to play when I was like 6-7 years old, when I was really getting into hockey. So that was like, this is my whole fucking sticker collection, like hockey cards and all that stuff. Like that was my whole book was in here. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And they're drinking beers and like, they don't care anymore. So they're just having fun. And I'm like, wow, this is surreal. It's like I'm back into my, childhood bedroom watching hockey, but I'm in the room with them. Like that was,
surreal is the word.
Cool. Yeah. Especially like I remember like looking at Russ Gordon, I was like, dude, like you're my idol. Like,
he was so fast, man.
Yeah. I was like, jeez, and you look so young as well.
Him and his brother Jeff.
With
us, I would have been crazy, but yeah,
Yeah. I remember meeting Stéphane Richer was sort of the same as well, because he was like a superstar as well when I was younger,
a sniper
playing hockey. And I was like, oh man, this is so cool.
Jean Béliveau, me in the elevator, said hi to me, and Jean Béliveau, man, you're like, what a man. What a man.
We were lucky to have him around for so many interviews.
Yeah.
He did so much stuff for us on camera, so we got accustomed to seeing him all the time. And like when he passed away, it was a shock to everybody, right? Like it was a guy who was always there. All of a sudden, boom, he wasn't there anymore. And then, the way that they had the funeral at the Bell Center and that was something like, it it was like a president or a prime minister passing away, the way that they treated it. And
same with the Rocket.
Yeah.
Got a chance to cross his iPad once, and man, that's Maurice Richard, man. Wow, I mean, he's got a trophy under his name. And Guy Lafleur, man. I remember in Jacques Beauchamp where we eat before games, and you know I'm always wearing a jersey. I'm the only one with a jersey because usually the journalist. There's a guy at the hot dog stand, Canadiens fan. I'm thinking French. Yeah. And it was Michel Goulet. He was with the Colorado Avalanche, I think, or Chicago. Oh, okay. So I think he wasn't that happy to see me with Canadiens jersey. But you're like, hey, man. And when we were upstairs, we were next to the away GM. I remember one game we're playing Boston, and Eric, who works next to me, smaller, and they injured one of our player. I think it was McLaren on Zitnik. And Eric just goes off, sort of swearing at the GM, the other team's GM, and he's looking at him like he's going to eat him. And I got the window, I got my computer right here, and I see the guy's face, and I search him on Google, and like, Cam Neely. No, that's Cam Neely. Eric, shh, he's going to come and get you. So I show that to Eric. Eric is like, oh. Pretty impressive. But it's surreal too, you know.
Oh,
Bobby Clark. I was a bit of a Flyers fan, so when I first saw Bobby Clark next to me, oh, that's Bobby Clark, man. That was a fun team to watch. Tim Kerr and Bill Barber and Pelle Lindbergh.
What's your moment, Lance?
What?
What's your moment? Yeah.
My moment was actually meeting Gordie Howe.
Oh,
and the reason why is because that was my grandfather's favorite player. So he always spoke to me about Gordie Howe. And I never asked the player for an autograph. I have autographs and stuff like that, but I never asked for anything. And Gordie Howe was the first guy I asked for an autograph. So he signs my puck. And one of the other guys who's there with at the same time for an interview, he signs it also. So I'm like, oh, I don't really want both signatures on the puck. So I asked Gordie Howe, sorry, I have another puck. Do you think you can sign this one? So he says to me, he goes, why do you want another puck sign? So I said, well, this one's actually for my grandfather. You're his biggest, like you're the guy that he loves most in hockey. He goes, well, since it's for your grandfather, then I'm going to sign it right. And he writes Mr. Hockey on it. So for me, that was my big moment because I got to meet a lot of people. Baseball, I remember being starstruck my first couple times. You know, walking in, my brother used to ask for autographs all the time, and like we asked Ken Griffey Jr. one time for an autograph, and my brother's like, "Hey, Mr. Griffey, can we have your autograph?" And he's like, "Mr. Griffey's my father. Call me Junior." You know, so that we had those moments, but definitely, Gordie Howe. That was it for me.
So who was the other guy who signed next to Gordie Howe?
Alex Cavecchio. I still have the puck. I have the puck right over there, actually.
So who was the other guy who signed no.
Alex Cavecchio.
That was a joke.
Oh. So, yeah, I have the puck with two signatures on it. My grandfather has the one that says Mr. Hockey.
It still is a pretty good puck, eh?
Yeah. Hey, I have one of those McFarlane figures of Gordie Howe with his puck.
I got a Jean Béliveau signed picture.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I didn't ask for it. Some friend did it.
So, Vinny, as we're slowly wrapping this up, what advice would you give someone who wants to get into pro sports as a DJ or any aspect? Because you've helped out people get in and get media passes and stuff like that in the past. So, what advice would you give someone who's trying to break into this industry?
First advice I always give is if you were to do that job, like sort of plug your brains into the game. So you watch the game as a fan and the reaction that you have. I remember first time before the allegation, first time I played Éric Lapointe, N'importe quoi. It's a classic in Quebec. And I see the referees calling. I'm like, man, ça c'est n'importe quoi. Oh, I got a song for that. N'importe quoi. I remember the laughs coming up. I'm like, oh, that was fun. Those are, the good moves from myself. When I do that, I'm like, okay, I did something there. So I always tell the guys, look at the game and narrate it into your head, like what you're gonna say. It's I don't know, man. That it was awful. Okay, let's go for an awful song, or just plug yourself and every word that come into your mind. There's a song for that. So open yourself to songs and keep your head up. Same thing in the nightclubs. Often new DJs, they're going to play for themselves, or they're not going to look at what's happening on the dance floor. And when you look, you get all the answers straight away, man. You'll know early in the game if how often can you go to a ABBA song or, I don't know, a Village People song, because you'll see the reaction. Okay, I might have a disco crowd tonight. That's the feel. But you got to look at them and they'll tell you right away. So sometimes I see guys, they'll play a few songs and it's not going anywhere. And I'm like, just put your head up. Then you got to work, man. I think there's a book came out a few years ago, a bestseller called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F.
Yeah.
By Mark Ronson, I think. And he said everyone wants to be that guitar player on tour, but no one wants to do the 6 year in a minivan traveling to Calgary, Yeah. So you got to pay your dues, and the dues are searching stuff all the time, cleaning stuff, see what's happening in the news to make sure you don't play people that commit, awful things. And then you might have to wake up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning to go do some carabin from 10 to 3. And then you go do the abs from 5 to 10. And then you go to the club from 11 to 3. And the next morning, you got a Rocket game Sunday at 1, which you have to be there at 11. And you might have a corporate party after that. So when it's time to work, it's time to work. Yeah. And failure is not an option. I strive under pressure, so I love it. I love it when you need to deliver right now. And so you got to be ready for that. And I tell you, if I need to go to the bathroom during the game, I can't. I mean, I got to tell Kunta, okay, that's the goal horn. I mean, it didn't happen that often in my career, but it's part of the job, And if you're someone who likes to work and have coffee breaks or cigarette breaks, well, no, us, we give everything. And after that, there's an All-Star game in 2009, which was very exciting for me. And Ovechkin said in the paper, the best music at Bell Center. I was very happy about that.
Nice.
I put so much stress on myself. I remember Paul telling me you're going to go to the NHL meeting and you got carte blanche. Whatever you want to do for that game, they want you to do your style. So I'm sitting with all the NHL heads around me, and I'm so happy that I got some tears, They're going to think I'm sick or whatever. I'm high or I'm not. I'm happy to be here, I'm so touched that they want me to do whatever I feel like. So they're telling me that at the meeting, and I'm, wow, okay. I did a fun job. It was really great. And after the game, I'm going to need your help for that word. J'ai eu une migraine ophtalmique.
An atomic migraine?
I'm going to leave
atomic
Lance
migraine? Migraine?
Atomic ophthalmic, which is a migraine, but you don't have a headache. You lose vision.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
So, it was all blurry, but right after the game, everything went out, and I went in the dark room, and I closed my eyes for like 15 minutes because it was shutting down. I had so much stress, but
from
we
all
delivered,
the pressure and everything.
Yeah. You
So,
delivered, right?
So you got to be ready for this, and anything can happen. You can lose a monitor. Outside game, you can get have some rain on your stuff,
And on the way up to the pro leagues, I assume it's a bit like sports videographers or even players. Like you start, I'm assuming, like you want to approach like maybe a junior level team, and then maybe you move to like university or something, and then eventually you make a name for yourself, and soon enough there'll be an opportunity to go pro.
Oh, I guess the city you're from, you got to aim for that job first, I guess. If you're in Rouyn-Noranda, you might get the Huskies. And then keep your ear to the ground, make connection. We have a group of arena DJs on Facebook with all the girls and guys from NHL, MLB, NFL, and
That's cool.
the other one,
That's good.
NBA. And we exchange songs. And sometimes you're going to have some job postings. So if someone would be really serious about going up in the pros, and he wants to work for the Canadiens, but I'm there right now. So you
Not going anywhere.
So I saw an opportunity for the Detroit Tigers, but then you need a green card, I guess. But there's some posting, and there's always a team that might give you a chance. I know Carl and Trois-Rivières tried out a few DJs for the season that just passed. So, reach out. We'll talk. But be ready to make the extra mile and work, harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
That's what you guys
Like
do.
us.
That's what
Exactly.
everybody is.
It's true.
That's true, though. I mean, people don't see what goes behind the scenes, right? They just see the glory behind it. And honestly, Vin, you gave some great insight on how it really is, because people don't realize you're there at 10 in the morning for an event, and then you got another game after, and you're running and gunning, and you have a family, you have kids, you got other stuff in your life going on but music, but you always make it look like music is your life, and you always seem so happy doing it too.
Yeah.
So life is a highway. I don't know.
There you go. Well, listen, thank you so much, Vinny, for being on our show, being a guest on our show, answering our questions. Yeah, we got off topic sometimes, but hey, we love those stories, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
I didn't ask any. I didn't ask enough questions to you guys. As I spoke to.
No, we were asking for you. We want to hear your stories.
I'm a big
yapper. Talk all the time. We're good. We
So
want to hear your side.
That was part one, right?
That's it.
Exactly.
No, good luck with that, guys. Saw the first few reels, the one where you catch the ball.
Yeah,
it's fun, man. For sure, it's gonna work. You guys are veterans, so let's go.
Yeah,
the Brian Screwlands of podcasts.
Exactly. As long as Lance stays in his lane, we'll be fine.
That's it. Yeah. I do all the writing, all the prep work, Vinny, as you see from the emails. E just shows up,
Okay. It's all right.
I'm the talent.
We need more sports memorabilia in the back, though.
That's it.
True.
Slowly.
I need to work on that.
I got a picture from when Dickie Moore and Cornway, when we retired their jersey.
No.
Yeah,
that's good.
And then I have, the Bell Center up top. That was from my office at the Bell Center. So those I brought home. But it's funny, all these years in sports, I don't really have that much memorabilia. I have some stuff, but not as much as you think.
Did you keep your passes?
You know what? I threw most of them out. I have an old one up there, but I threw out a stack of 20 and I threw them all out, and I kind of regretted it after. You have all your passes?
I still got them all. I'm a hoarder.
I still have my Expo passes, though.
They were cheaper, though. They were in paper. The first one.
Yeah. I have it with the book that Frank Robinson gave us. Remember, he signed a book for us last year with our season tickets. So I kept all that stuff because I guess I knew that was the end, right?
And all the bobbleheads we got.
Yeah.
But me, I put them all out of the box, which I shouldn't do, but it's not for sale. Just
So I had all mine out. My wife put them back in the box, and they're underneath the stairs. So I will find a place for them one day. So maybe my office will
eBay.
Will be that place. eBay, yeah.
I love them.
Oh man,
good all old
right,
UP.
Oh, there
say bye.
Nice.
Bye, guys. Oh no, he doesn't talk. Sorry.
All right, we'll end this there.
That was fun. Go Habs, go.
Go
It's coming.
Go.
Keep the faith. It's coming.
We'll get there. See ya.
Ciao.
See ya.